What's happening, guys? Andrew here, busy walking the streets in sunny Grimsby in the UK. Hope you guys are all well. I'm touching base with you just to, share some insights with you, as well as to answer a very common question I'm getting. Is property still viable, and is property still viable in South Africa? I'm here in the UK and busy looking at property opportunities. Does property still work in the UK? But a big thing for most of you that are in South Africa, does property still work? Should you be investing in Bitcoin, stocks and shares, running a traditional business? Should you just be investing in bricks and mortar? So I want to share some of my personal feelings around that. I'll ask you guys a question. How long has property been around for? There's a reason, guys, why your big players, your pension funds, there's a reason why they all still invest in property. It's because it works. It just works. Now, remember, and I always talk about this in my workshops, there's a big difference, guys, between being a property buyer and being a property investor. So look, if you're a property buyer and you're going out and you're just buying negative cash flowing properties and you're buying assets based on emotion, you're not running the numbers, you're not doing your due diligence, and you're going out there and you think you're buying assets, just remember one thing. Robert Kiyosaki always says that if something takes money out of your pocket, it's actually a liability. Why? Because it's costing you money, it's taking money out of your pocket. Whereas an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. So property could be a liability, or it could be an asset. You see, I guess with the right training and by being patient and learning how to do your and your research, how to run the numbers, where to find the deals, how to buy property below market value. These are all the things that property investors are doing at the moment. Property buyers go out there and they get caught. They get caught by a brochure that says new build 600,000 rand or 800,000 rand or 1.6, and they go out and they go buy property because there's no levies, or there's no rates and taxes, or whatever the case might be. There's always a catch, right? And they buy a property, not realizing they've actually bought themselves a liability. But it all looks good on paper, right? So does property still work in South Africa? The answer is yes, if you do it right. Yes, it will work if you buy below market value, if you buy positive cash flowing, if you buy in the right entity. And that's another subject I'll be posting again around what entity to buy your property in, because again, most people get that wrong. So property will work if you buy it right. And there's many different places in South Africa where property does work, and there's certain areas where property doesn't necessarily work. Remember, property prices can go up, but they can go down as well. And you don't want to be buying in an area where property prices are going down, buying in an area where the major employer has left that area, or they've closed, or whatever the case might be. So just make sure that when you go buy that next property, have your checklist, right? And I will be posting again around a checklist in terms of what to look out for. But in my personal opinion, guys, property does work in South Africa. Number one, go out and find what is your strategy. Remember SAP, and write that down. SAP, strategy, area, property. Know what you want to get out of property. Find your strategy. Your strategy will help you find the area where you should be investing in. And then you go out and you find the property. When you find the property, that's where you'll need a checklist of what do I need to look out for when buying property in South Africa. So guys, go out there, take some action. If you have any questions at all with regards to areas or strategies or anything along those lines, pop it in the comments below. More than happy to send you a video reply and help you guys along your journey. So guys, I'm going to keep walking here, looking for some opportunities. There's nothing like walking the streets, and I'll see you guys soon.